Sports Center here on the campus of IPFW. This is Mike Maz along with Charlie Washington calling the action in this afternoon's men's basketball game featuring the Pumas of St. Joseph College and the Mastodons of IPFW. Charlie Washington, good to have you back again for another season of IPFW basketball broadcast.
Thank you.
Though it's an exhibition game, these two teams are not strangers to each other because St. Joe is still a member of the GLVC, and these two teams split 2 games last year.
Certainly familiar foes. They had two similar games last year. The Mastodons won by 10 or 12, and the Pumas won by 10 or 12. And this is a good barometer right now, exhibition game, to see where the Dons are as they head into Division I competition.
It's also ironic, Charlie, these two teams won on the other school's court last year. I want to remind you that the telecast of this IPFW men's basketball game is brought to you in part by Pizza Hut of Canterbury, featuring famous Pizza Hut pizza. Starters are on the floor. Pumas in the traveling maroon with white trim. IPFW in the home white with blue and black trim. Tap up and controlled by St. Joe, and we are underway. Jamie Holden is number 10 with the basketball up top. Dons coming out in man-to-man defense. Shot and missed, rebounded by Nick Wise, and here comes IPFW.
And Nick Wise more at a natural position this year, playing more of a 2. He's a wing player. Had to depend on him too much for rebounding as well as scoring last year. Should be more comfortable this year.
The big man, Bubakar Nakshai, dishes off. Traveling call on Jeremy King of IPFW. There's going to be a lot of new names and faces to learn during the course of the season, Charlie.
And King, one of those new names, very athletic young man, should be very good from that wing position, playing the small forward.
Pumas with the basketball, baseline jumper, no. Whoa, hitting the floor hard is D'Angelo Woodall. Foul is going to be called on the play. Corey Seegers of St. Joe picks up the foul, his first, team first. We've played just about 1 minute of this contest. No score here at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center. IPFW and St. Joseph's College. In the second and final exhibition for the Dons before they open up play this coming Friday night at the Coliseum, and we'll be talking about that later in the broadcast. Ball knocked out of bounds by the Pumas. IPFW retains possession. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Nick Wise, leading scorer on the club last year, over 18 points a game. 3rd leading scorer in the conference. First team all-conference selection. Inbounds it. Woodall takes it to the glass. Misses.
Good drive, just
Pumas on the break. Nice defense by John Watkins, but a 3-pointer by Hodges Smith.
And right there's a little bit of familiarity. I don't think Nick Wise is so much used to playing the 2-guard position, and when Woodall goes to the basket, he has to get back to cover.
Baseline jumper, in and out by King. Pumas on the run again. Left-hand shot up and in by Corey Seegers. St. Joe out to a quick 5-0 lead.
Once again, guards not getting back, particularly Wise. Once again, seems not used to that 2-guard position, having to get back to cover.
Here's a steal. Marlon Murphy takes it to the rack, up and in. And Doug Knoll calls a quick timeout. 17:47 left here in the opening 20 minutes of play. Charlie, the game's less than 3 minutes old, and already the Dons are down 7-0, and St. Pumas is quick.
Well, they're still feeling themselves out. New team, new players. And when I say new team, sure, they're still the Dons, but quite an infusion of new players onto this team. Some new positions out there. And right now we just have to get things going.
Well, we'll see what Doug Knoll had to say to his troops. Again, they find themselves down 7-0 here. Game just 2 minutes and 13 seconds old. And it's going to be interesting. Granted, this is an exhibition, but coaches on both teams are looking for the right mix, the right chemistry as they get ready for the season opener. Ball knocked out of bounds by...
And so far, just like any level, Mike, any level of basketball, lunchtime, NBA, points off turnovers is going to be a telling point. And so far, they got 5 to 7 points off IPFW turnovers.
D'Angelo Woodall up top for the Dons. St. Joe in a man-to-man defense. 10 in the shot clock. Now we got a whistle and a hold going to be called. Number 11, that is Hodges Smith, his first, team second. Gets the Dons out of a hole because the shot clock was running down.
Yeah, King saw he had a smaller player, so certainly you want to post up anytime you get that type of opportunity.
John Watkins, a 6'8" sophomore transfer from Wright State that Coach Doug Noah is very high on. Turnaround shot, miss. Smith with the rebound. I don't think IPFW's got an offensive board yet.
A little bit uncomfortable right now.
Turnaround shot up and in by Seegers. Corey now has 4 points, and it's 9-0.
That's a nifty little left-hand jump hook there.
4 points for Seegers. Wise baseline shot blocked by Seegers. Smith runs the break, takes it to the glass. No. Dons come up with the rebound. Now they're going to do a little running. And the ball stolen again by Mason. Now we got a whistle and a foul.
And right now, Mike, the Pumas are looking more like the team making the transition to Division I basketball.
Substitutions for both teams. Number 30, Jake Argenta, 6'6" sophomore in for St. Joe. Number 33, Matt Shepard. Number 24, Brad Knoll. And number 10, Lee Batts in for IPFW.
Yeah, a lot of our guys, hopefully with this change of personnel, we can look more alive.
Pumas with the basketball. Working the perimeter. Lob pass for Seegers, knocked away by Lee Batts. Here come the Dons.
I like what I saw from Batts against Albion in the exhibition game on this past Sunday.
Whistle and a foul as King took it strong to the glass. Shot was no good. Foul's going to be called on Jamie Holden, his first, team third. And shooting a pair will be Jeremy King.
And a good point you made earlier, the Dons searching to see what combination, what personnel is going to work the best together, and that's going to be clear to see as we've seen a new 5, or at least 4 out of 5 already.
King hits the first one, breaks the drought. 16:06 left in the half, so the Dons still had 3 minutes and 54 seconds before scoring their first point. Started to say King is a 6'6" junior out of Toledo, Ohio. Misses the second. Here comes St. Joe. Layup missed. Rebound by Shepard. Argenta had an easy layup and missed it. Batts dishes off. Shepard has the ball knocked away. Picked it up. Batts for 3, yes. Lee Batts with the first field goal today for the Dons. Cuts the deficit to 5 at 9-4. Now we got a whistle and a reach-in foul on IPFW.
And just like that, Mike, with the stop and another bucket, you're right there in the game. It's certainly still early, but you can get, after a horrific start, you can get right back in the game with the stop and the bucket.
We have our first media timeout of the afternoon. Comes with 15:31 left in the first half. Our score, St. Joseph 9, IPFW 4. You are watching IPFW basketball on College 56 Sports.
What changes might be in store for future communities, but 7th and 8th graders have an opportunity to share their visions at the National Engineers Week Future City competition held at IPFW on January 26th. To learn how you can be a part of this exciting challenge, visit the Future City website at www.futurecity.org or call 219-481-6578 to register by October 15th. Remember, you have the power to choose your future.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Hilliard Gate Sports Center. Mike Maz and Charlie Washington with you. This exhibition game featuring the Pumas of St. Joseph College and the Mastodons of IPFW. And Charlie, 4.5 minutes in right now, it's advantage St. Joe.
Yeah, well, we just watched a three-pointer by Bats, and we hope to see many more of those.
Pumas with the basketball. They're in their traveling maroon with white trim. Inside the lane, shot up and missed by Jamie Holden. IPFW with the defensive board. Dons out and running. Keon Henderson in the game now as well for the Dons. Brad Knoll kicks it out. Rick Wyan for three. In and out, no. Whistle, and they're going to call Keon Henderson for an over-the-back foul.
This particular five so far, Mike, actually does look at least a little more comfortable. Don't know how much more production we'll get, but they at least look comfortable. And for that first five, it could have been pregame jitters, but they didn't look very comfortable.
Ball knocked away, picked up by Wyan. Here comes IPFW on the run. Inside pass, Henderson lays it up and in.
Good pass that time by Shepard. Way to get it up the court from Knoll to Shepard, and great reception as well, and finish by Keon Henderson.
9-6, the lead down to 3 for St. Joe. Don's extending that man-to-man defense now a little bit. Ball nearly knocked away. 15-footer off the iron, no good. Fight for the loose ball. Shot up and gets the lucky bounce, does Jamie Holden for his first points of the afternoon.
Bad break that time. Great defense that time by the Dons, and batted the ball around, and Pumas got a break.
11-6 is the score. St. Joe on top. Whistle. Pushing foul inside. It's going to be on Corey Seegers. That is his second, team fourth. And we got a slew of new Pumas coming in the lineup now. Get them to you as we get them as well.
And they're filling themselves out just as the Dons, trying to see what combinations work early in the season, work out rotations.
St. Joe coming off an 18-13 year as Brad Knoll is called for the offensive push. First on Brad, fourth on IPFW.
Knoll that time trying to create a little bit of room, got the arm out there, extended a little bit too far.
13:46 left here in the first half. 11-6 our score. St. Joseph on top of IPFW. Glad you could join us here on College 56 Sports. Brent Mason dishes off baseline. Whoa, quick move. Nice little baseline jumper by Marlon Murphy. He now has 4 points. He showed some quickness, Charlie.
Oh, yeah, you can tell that coming up the court. Unfazed by the pressure by Bats, and a steal against Bats.
And here comes Murphy leading the charge. And he loses it. Ball knocked out of bounds. It's a last touch by Henderson. So it'll remain Puma basketball. Wise, Woodall, and King back in the lineup for the Mastodons. Replacing Henderson, Bats, and Jeremy King. Brent Mason inbounding it for St. Joe. Whistle underneath. Matt Shepard called for his first foul of the afternoon. And Charlie, it looks like the officials are already in mid-season form. They're blowing the whistle.
Yeah, that's right. And, well, it's getting a little physical on it, and I think they're trying to gain control early.
Inbound pass knocked away. Picked up by the Dons. Wise for three. In and out, no. Rebound, Marvin Smith of St. Joseph. Here come the Pumas.
I don't know if it's just me, but these basketballs seems a little different than, I know I'm old, but seems like they're a little different than the balls that I played with.
Got a whistle and a foul underneath. Shepard picks up his second in a matter of seconds. 6th on the team, one more, and St. Joe will be at the line in the bonus.
And the reason I say that, these rims don't seem to be really tight, and the ball, you have a lot of in and out balls that are halfway down and then bouncing out.
Mason, baseline, shot up and in. Brett Mason hurt us here last year, and he gets on the board now here today with his first bucket. Lead up to 9, 15-6. 12:26 and counting left until halftime. Woodall to Knoll. Inside the arc, shot up, no. Loose ball picked up by Murphy. Murphy 1-on-3, loses it. Johnny on the spot. Whoa, fight for the loose ball, and the shot missed by Muller. Murphy has it. Boomers are scrappy, Charlie.
Well, Crosby that time went over the back, but when you're working hard, sometimes the calls go your way.
Three-point shot, in and out. Rebound Watkins, and we got a foul underneath. Call's going to go on St. Joe, I believe. Mason picks up the foul, his first, team 5th. And we have another official timeout. 11:42 left here in the first half. Our score is St. Joseph 15, IPFW 6. IPFW presents Pulitzer-winning prize author John Updike in the next Omnibus Lecture Program on Wednesday, November the 28th. Mr. Updike is the author of The Rabbit Series, The Witches of Eastwick, volumes of poetry including Facing Nature, short story collections including Museums and Women and Other Stories, and stories that feature Updike's alter ego Henry Beck in writings such as Beck and Bay. Admission and parking are free. That's John Updike at 7:30 p.m. Wednesday, November the 28th, in the WAB Student Union at IPFW. Charlie, your thoughts on this first 7 minutes or 8 minutes and 18 seconds of play?
Well, little jagged edges. We see some bouncing of the ball, tipping around, and as the Pumas catch a good break there. Execution. The Dons have to, find their niche and execute, calm down. And right now they're getting outworked, and that's the number one battle that they have to win. You have to outwork the opponent.
Back to action now. Give you a couple of stats here in a moment or two, courtesy of Sports Information Director Mike Jewell. IPFW with the basketball. Knoll inside, off the glass, no. Rebound. Controlled by Jermaine Crosby. Pumas just seem to be stronger on the glass right now. Jamie Holden, watched by Nick Wise. I'm staying in that one man-on-man defense here. Knoll tries to tie up Smith. No call. Baseline jumper by Mason is short. Ball knocked out of bounds. They're going to say it belongs to IPFW.
Let's see, Mike, if Nick Wise looks a little bit more comfortable. Right now he's at a 3 position, which I think is more his natural position. He doesn't have to worry about so much the rotating back on defense. So I think he'll look a little bit more comfortable.
Wise does have the basketball now, watched by Mason on the wing. Brad Knoll for three. In and out. That's twice he's had a three-pointer go in and out. Ball knocked out of bounds. Belongs to St. Joseph, says the official.
I still say it's the basketball.
Maybe it's the new scoreboard. I'm not sure. In any event, Pumas, nice three-point shot by Greg Muller. And it's an 18-6 lead for the Pumas. Watkins going to take it strong, kicks it off. Wise for three, no. Good rebound by King, however. He loses it, ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by St. Joe.
That time King could have had 2 fouls called. He went over the back. There may not have been contact, but a lot of times the referee would call that. And then very close to an offensive foul on the turn out of that rebound.
Corey Seeger's back in the lineup for St. Joe. Wise inbounds it for IPFW. See what this combination can do. Woodall kicks it off to Wise. 12-footer, yes. Nick Wise. Three-pointer missed. Rebound IPFW. Here come the Dons. Wise for three. No. Seegers with the rebound. Pumas want to run. Mason drives baseline, is hammered, no call. Ball taken away by Wise. Down to the 4-on-3. Slow it up. No, forces it up, no. Rebound, Holden. Shot and missed, but the putback by Seegers is good. 6 points for Corey Seegers, and it's 20-8.
Dons gave up on that play on the missed layup, and Puma's right there on the spot.
Watkins misses the short jumper. Mason for three, no. Rebound controlled by Brad Knoll.
Who's doing a pretty good job on the boards thus far.
For a 6-footer. D'Angelo Woodall for the three, no. Loose ball picked up by King. Knoll tries it again from three, short. Pumas get the ball. Still 20-8. St. Joe with the lead, 8:10 to go in here in the first half.
And we're looking like last year, Mike, where we lived and we died by a three-pointer. If we were nailing it, we looked very good, and if we weren't, we didn't look so good.
Double team, steal by King. He has the ball knocked away, but the whistle blows, and there's going to be a foul called, I believe, on Jamie Holden. That is his second. Team sixth. And scores of substitutions coming in. And we have another media timeout. 7:58 left here in the first half. 20-8 are scored. Learn more about Mastodon sports in season by tuning into Mastodon Spotlight each Wednesday and Friday here on College 56. The hour starts off with yours truly, Mike Miles, reviewing the week's sports activities, looking at game footage, and talking with players and coaches. That's Mastodon Spotlight, Wednesday and Friday evenings at 8 o'clock, right here on College 56. Charlie, what do you say? I know it's an exhibition. We're going to look at a highlight here. Brad Knoll forcing up a shot.
And Brad, that's one of his pet plays. He leans in a little bit and usually gets that call and goes to the free throw line. With
good outlet pass, good pass underneath. Although Smith missed the shot, they did get the offensive rebound and put back.
Surrounded by 4 to 5 Mastodons. We had one Puma in the middle who got the rebound. Once again, we have to establish something on the inside. We know we can shoot the outside shot, but that outside shot may not always be there. You have to have something inside and rely on a balance versus just only that outside shot.
Well, let's see what happens now. On the floor for the Dons, we have Rick Wyan. Let's see. Keon Henderson. Jeremy King, Babakar Najai, and I know I'm going to screw that name up during the course of the year.
It's very similar to a young
D'Angelo
man that
Woodall.
played at Georgetown a few years ago, Boubacar Jai.
Boubacar Jai. Thanks, Charlie. I'm glad I got you. Let's see what this combination does. Dons trail by a dozen.
This seems to be a more athletic lineup right now to combat the athleticism that the Pumas have been throwing out.
Wyan long on the three, but getting hammered underneath. D'Angelo Woodall. Kind of ironic as the foul is called on number 30, Jake Argenta. His first, team 7th, so we're in the bonus, although I believe it's a 2-shot foul. Most of the rebounding has been done by either Brad Noel or D'Angelo Woodall, and either of them is taller than 6 feet.
Well, and that goes to show that we're relying too much on that outside shot, and you're getting some longer rebounds. And you get longer rebounds, guards are going to tend to get more rebounds, because that came off of an air ball from the baseline.
First free throw by D'Angelo Woodall is good. His first point. D'Angelo last year averaged 7.5 points, 4.9 assists, and 2.1 steals per contest. Second free throw, no good. Rebound controlled by Corey Seegers. And here come the Pumas. They're up by 11, 20-9, 7.5 minutes to go and a half. Baseline jumper long by Argenta. Rebound IPFW, and here come the Dons. Long three-pointer off the iron. No. Tap up and in by Woodall. Good offensive putback by D'Angelo Woodall.
Great athletic play by Woodall.
After King was long from about 32 feet. Whistle by the way, and a foul's going to be called on Woodall.
And Murphy's just cutting up the press like a knife, hot knife going through butter right now. Very quick. We have to get in front of him and stop the process of the basketball.
Second foul on D'Angelo Woodall. That sends Marlon Murphy to the line, shooting a pair. Knocks down the first one. His first free throw attempt of the afternoon for St. Joe. Comes at the 7:10 mark as Lee Batts checks back into the IPFW lineup, replacing D'Angelo Woodall.
This type of a game great opportunity for people to move up into that playing group, into that playing rotation. And Doug Knowles is going to be looking closely to see who's going to excel.
Second free throw also good. Pumas put on a press, and the Dons throw it away. And perhaps it's just the unfamiliarity as you had a situation where Jeremy King, not here before, trying to get Lee Batts, not here before. And you as a former player knows full well it does take a while to gel.
And that's when you start becoming a basketball team, when you know the tendencies of your players.
Inside move, Seegers with the left hand, his 4th field goal of the day. With 8 points, he leads St. Joe in scoring. And it's now 24-11, Pumas on top. King, baseline jumper, long, rebound Seegers. Pumas on the run, getting hammered is Argenta, as he's fouled by Rick Wyan. And Jake will go to the line shooting 2.
Right now, Jeremy King is struggling mightily. What he needs to do, he needs an easy basket. Go to the hole, get fouled and the basket, but to get on track, when you're shooting and you're struggling as a shooter, go to the basket.
First free throw is good by Jake Argenta. It's his first point as we take a look at the replay, Charlie. It was a good hard foul, forcing the opponent to make free throws. Argenta knocked down the first one. Second one perfect. Pumas 4 of 4 at the stripe so far. It's now 26-11. Loose ball underneath. Hustle. They're going to call jump ball, and on the alternate possession, it should belong to IPFW.
Once again, that's a good shot by Henderson, and he certainly can nail that shot. But the Dons, to get going in this basketball game, are going to have to go to the basket, get to the free throw line, and get some easy buckets off their defense.
Lee Batso inbounded for IPFW. 6:19 left here until halftime. Dons on the short end of a 26-11 score at the moment. Nice feed inside. Bubakar knocks it off the glass and in.
Good high-low pass that time by Keon Henderson.
Seegers, 6-footer miss.
They got a good shot. They missed the shot, but right now they're getting to the basket too easy. The guards are getting in much too easy.
Rick Wyan gets the friendly roll for his first points, and we got a whistle underneath. And they're going to call Bubakar for the foul after the shot. So that means St. Joe will shoot one in bonus. Basket is good by Wyan. Rick Wyan, the highly touted freshman out of Franklin Central near Indianapolis, was an all-stater. Nice turnaround move there, Charlie.
Oh, that's just incidental contact at the end of a play. I don't think the referee should have called that a foul. And the Dons have gotten two good buckets. Last 2 times up the court.
Corey Seegers knocks down the first. He will get the bonus. 9 points now for Seegers, who's a 6'8" sophomore. Left-handed, he is good. Ball nearly taken away by St. Joe. Dons get it up over the timeline. Whistle and a foul is going to be called on Marlon Murphy, as he did smack the arm of Keon Henderson, his first.
Still, St. Joe is just simply outworking the Dons. It seems like they're making it look like a press should look like there's 6 people on the basketball court.
How much of it do you think, Charlie, is athleticism, and how much of it do you think is effort or lack of?
I don't think there's a lack of effort on the Dons' part. I think they're right now just more energy on St. Joe's part. And somewhat where one person, 2 people are just going to have to get into this lineup and bring that energy. That's a good, very good point. Energy has to come, and somebody has to bring it. If all 5 players aren't, somebody has to infuse that energy.
Keon Henderson makes the first. He will get the bonus. And he knocks down the second one as well. 4 points now for Keon Henderson. Makes the score 28-17 with 5:40 to go here in the first half. Lucas on the attack. Good defense by King. Shot up and in from about 14 feet.
Well, that's a good shot. That was good defense. And, you know, we made the Pumas work. But for a lot of their baskets this afternoon, they have not worked that hard to get them.
Inadvertent pass. King thought Henderson was going to zig out, and Keon zigged in. Brad Knoll, Nick Wise checked back in the lineup for the Dons.
And that's one of those unforced errors. Don't mind mistakes when players are working hard, but the unforced errors drive coaches nuts.
Jamie Holden walking the ball up over the timeline for St. Joe. Murphy watched by Knoll. 3-point shot on the way off the back of the rim. No. Rebound Wise. Hodges Smith unsuccessful on that field goal attempt. Wise fakes the 3. Dishes off to Knoll. Ball knocked away, picked up by Seegers. Pumas 3-on-2. Murphy misses. The big guy brings it down for the Dons. Wise loses it. Murphy picks his pocket again. 3-on-2. Mason, 12-footer off the iron, no. But the rebound is picked up by Murphy. Pumas still have control. 3-pointer in and out. But Seegers with the offensive putback.
Simply outworking us right now.
32-17, 4:05 to go here in the first half. Dons on the short end of the score. Murphy nearly steals another pass. Knoll, 12-footer, gets the friendly roll. First points of the day for Brad Knoll. And right back comes St. Joe, but the ball stolen by Wyan. Pass intended for Wise, knocked out of bounds. It'll remain IPFW basketball, and we have another media timeout. 3:44 left until halftime. Our score, St. Joseph College 32, IPFW 19. You're watching IPFW basketball on College 56 Sports.
Wanted to go for an Indiana University business degree.
But with housing and tuition, it really adds up, and the money just wasn't there to go away to college.
And with a 2-year-old, my housing options were kind of limited anyway.
And the truth is, I really wanted to keep my job and stay close to home.
Going to IPFW made all that possible.
IPFW? The best choice I ever made.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. The right school, right here, right now.
Welcome back, everybody. Mike Miles, Charlie Washington with you here at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center on the campus of IPFW. As we look at a replay, Charlie, we were just commenting off air. A lot of quickness by St. Joe, and there's a good break for the Dons there.
Yeah, well, you stated something, and our producer, Bernie Lohmiller, also like a freight train, and our guys are just standing around watching, and we've been hit by it. We're going to see a tremendous amount of talent come through this gymnasium, and we're going to visit a lot of very talented gymnasiums. But right now, we're getting outworked. I don't see a major discrepancy in the talent level in these two teams, but we are simply getting outworked. The effort is there for the Pumas.
Brad Nolde inbounded for the Dons. Underneath Shepard. Couldn't get the bucket, but he does draw the foul. Matt will shoot 2. Foul is on Brent Mason, his second, team 9th.
And when I say effort, Mike, I hope no one misunderstands. I'm not saying the Dons aren't working hard and trying their best, but right now, the Pumas are just bringing more energy to this basketball game.
Matt Shepard, 6'7", 240-pound senior, knocks down the first free throw. John Watkins going to check back in the lineup for IPFW. Replacing Rick Wyan. Last year, Matt Shepard was a 73% free throw shooter.
Had a number of very good basketball games. Worked well for us inside.
Makes the second as well. 2 for 2 at the stripe. Makes it 32-21. But coming right back is Crosby with the easy does it layup. And a lead back up to a baker's dozen. Knoll takes it strong, but he's fouled by Crosby. So Brad will go to the line.
And right now, the Dons, and you have a little bit over 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes, close to. Dons have to concentrate on at least getting this margin under 10 points going in at halftime and going in on some type of a positive note or positive run.
Brad Knoll knocks down his first. That's a good point, Charlie, because sometimes you think we're down 12. Is there a 12-point field goal? No. But we still have 23 minutes and 26 seconds left of regulation time, and that's a lot of time in college basketball.
There's no question about that. And if you can get under 10, you're talking for the most part 3 possessions. And with that shot clock up there, that's not insurmountable at all.
No, makes them both. It's 34-23, 3:15 and counting here in the first half. See if the Dons can play some good, strong D. Mason, baseline, stops, pops, no, rebound by King. It's at least 5 or 6 rebounds here in the first half for Jeremy King. That's one positive for the Dons. Watkins inside, King off the glass, no, but he is fouled. And he'll get a chance to hit 2 from the stripe.
King's one of the better athletes that has donned the Don uniform in years.
He's 6'6", 200 pounds. From Toledo, Ohio. Where there's a couple of schools up there that play some good basketball, and I'm thinking of Scott and McKinley. Misses the first one. He's 1 out of 3 so far today at the stripe. Chance to cut it to that 10-point mark you're talking about, Charlie. If he can make this one here with 2:51 to go and a half. And he does. 34-24, 2:49 and counting. The lead down to 10. Whistle, traveling call. Jamie Holden, indecisive which way he wanted to go and what he wanted to do.
And this is a big possession. We have it at 10 right now. Need to execute and get a good basket. Hopefully we can get something going to the basket or inside.
Knoll on the outside, looking for a cutter. King calls timeout as he was about to get forced possibly into a tie-up. So he calls a 30-second timeout. You too can participate in the excitement of Mastodon athletics by joining the Royal Downs Athletic Association. The Royal Downs is IPFW's official athletic booster organization. Members enjoy benefits such as priority seating at IPFW sports events and visits by coaches and food and refreshments in the hospitality room. For more information about the Royal Downs, call 219-481-6643 or write to Royal Downs Athletic Association, 2101 East Coliseum Boulevard, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46805. Dons after the timeout with the ball. Trying to cut the deficit to single digits. King nearly loses it. Gets away with the double dribble. Forces a shot up. No. Out of bounds. Goes to St. Joe's. And what do you think, Charlie? Did Jeremy hear footsteps?
Well, the
coaches hollering how the time clock was running down?
Shot clock, and, but that's one way to get them going to the basket, but we have to get them within the confines of the offense going to the basket.
Crosby up off the glass. No. Shepard with the rebound for the Dons. Knoll brings it up. Ball nearly taken away by Mason. It remains IPFW possession. 28 in the shot clock, 1:47 on the first half game clock. Dons trail by 10, 34-24. Whistle, reaching foul on Crosby, and for Jermaine, it's personal number 3. St. Joe is over the limit of 10, so Matt Shepard will go to the line shooting 2.
And that's not a very good foul, Mike. Not much Shepard's going to do with the basketball, catching it right there, coming out with his back to the basket. Just not a very good foul, but we'll take it.
At this point, you take any break you can get. Matt Shepard makes the first one nice and clean. 3 of 3 so far at the stripe for Matt. And he has spent a lot of time, as most of the players, on the weights.
Yes.
Take a look at a replay here. There's the reach-in foul over the back.
His arms certainly look bulkier.
Makes the second as well. Perfect 4 of 4 at the stripe for Matt Shepard. The lead is down to 8. The ball's thrown away. They say touched briefly by a Don, so it remains Puma possession. Down to 134.5. Mason will inbound it for St. Joe. Dons really could use a good defensive stop here and then convert into an offensive bucket. Murphy cut off the baseline, throws it away. Oh, they say touched by Shepard. Dons nearly played the good D.
That's good defense and a very energetic defensive stance sequence, at least right there.
Mason will inbound at 11 on the shot clock. Mason, baseline, gets away with a little push. Ball taken away by King, 3-on-1. Oh, Henderson misses the jam. And the Dons lose possession, and it's a key bucket missed. Ball nearly knocked away. Helter-skelter right now. Seegers misses the layup. Rebound, Jeremy King.
Right now, we have some pretty ugly action going right now.
42 seconds and counting. You hear Doug Knoll saying patience. Watkins for 3, off the iron, no. Rebound, Murphy. Nearly lost it. Does lose it now, Watkins. King misses the jam, but he's hammered, and he'll go to the line for two. Seeger said, no, you're not going to dunk it on me.
But I like the effort going. Even Keon Henderson, that's a great energy play. And hey, you got to dunk that ball. If you have the ability to dunk the ball, you go for it every time.
Third foul on Corey Seegers, and Charlie, the last 4 minutes, the Dons have looked a totally different basketball team.
Energy. They haven't executed a great, deal, but the energy has been there.
First free throw is good. Here's that replay. Jeremy King taking it strong to the hole.
And actually, Henderson and King are kind of mirrors, actually very similar types of players with great athletic ability.
Second free throw good as well. And don't look now, it's 34-28, 24 seconds and counting.
And those 3.5 minutes that we talked about, the Dons have closed the gap. So it's going to be a great mental edge going into the locker room.
Pumas may play for the last shot as we're down to 11 seconds and counting. Holden up top. Whistle underneath. On the floor, they say. They're going to say that Hodges-Smith was held.
And that Jeremy King made a good play, very close to getting a technical foul, very emotional player. And you like that when you can put it in positive terms, but sometimes gets a little testy with referees and may see a couple T's this year.
Got to be careful. Hodges-Smith, 6', 170-pound junior at the line, shooting 2. As that's the 10th team foul on IPFW here in the half. Misses the first one. Pumas had been 6 out of 6 at the stripe up to then. 4.1 seconds left. 34-28 our score. Pumas have led all the way. Led by as many as 16 that I can recall. Second one is good. 35-28. Shepard forces up the 3, and it's off the mark as the buzzer sounds, ending the first half of play. So as the teams head to the locker room, the score is St. Joseph's 35, IPFW 28. Charlie, quick thoughts on this first half of play?
Well, right now, if you're the Dons, you're ecstatic. You're going into the locker room down 7 points, and it could have been much, much worse than that. They played well the last 3 to 4 minutes. Not so much that they played well, but they brought energy, and you have to bring energy and effort every night to the basketball court and let the talent and the execution come into play for itself.
Well, again, it's a lot better the way the half ended than the way the half began if you're an IPFW fan. So the teams have headed to the locker room, and we're going to take a break ourselves as well and catch our breath and get ready for the second half of play. Again, our halftime score, St. Joseph's College 35, IPFW 28. You are watching IPFW basketball on College 56 Sports.
For over 3 decades, Dr. James Owen has been credited for helping IPFW become a top-rated school through not only teaching, but also his involvement in the Fort Wayne community.
The kind of people that the city were hiring at the time were people with advanced computer skills. I thought, my Lord, unless my students get up to speed in this particular area, skill and talent, knowledge, that they weren't going to be competitive in the job market.
Dr. Owen developed courses that would train his students to become leaders in the community.
At one time, of the 6 major department heads in the city of Fort Wayne, 3 of them were former students of mine that I'd recommended for the job.
He makes a point to stay in touch with former students, and that makes a difference in their lives.
Whenever I think about undergraduate days, I always think about old Professor so-and-so. She said, I have one like that too. And she said that's Dr. Owen.
IPFW, the right school, right here, right now.
I really wanted to go for an Indiana University business degree.
But with housing and tuition, it really adds up, and the money just wasn't there to go away to college.
And with a 2-year-old, my housing options were kind of limited anyway.
And the truth is, I really wanted to keep my job and stay close to home.
Going to IPFW made all that possible.
IPFW? The best choice I ever made.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. The right school, right here, right now.
I would really encourage any potential student at IPFW to get involved, to see this as their campus, that it's not just a place to go to class and leave.
You would not believe how much opportunity there is for you here at IPFW, for people to help you in all different aspects of your education. There's just loads and loads of opportunities for you to succeed at IPFW.
When a student exits IPFW with a degree, they can be secure with the knowledge that they have a world-class degree that will be recognized by any employer.
IPFW has a very nice disabled student services program. They are providing many great adaptive aids for all sorts of disabilities.
Originally, I chose IPFW because I wasn't ready to leave home. I wanted to stay at home and live at home and try college and get used to it and then move on. But after a year here, you couldn't get me to leave.
I've got two kids. IPFW's childcare is affordable and it's flexible. It really works out well.
They came from every corner of the country, from small towns and big cities. But they all shared one thing in common. They belonged to a family called Marines, a tough and determined few dedicated to protecting everything we hold sacred. And still, they come. Celebrate the 225-year history of those proud few who have earned the title Marine.
Dr. Hermine Van Nuys is a professor who teaches her English literature classes with passion to inspire her students.
I'm very passionate about what I teach. I love the literature I teach. And I'm very proud of the faculty in my department.
Her 30 years of dedication to IPFW has earned her much respect on the collegiate level.
We offer really a wonderful English major, I think, with a number of opportunities. There really is much more, I think, probably a personal relationship established in our classes because they tend to be smaller.
Because of her experience, Dr. Van Nuys recognizes IPFW's advantages over other universities.
Students here can come to our offices. They will be seen by us. We speak to them, which is the ideal way, I think, to teach.
IPFW, the right school, right here, right now.
Excuse me. Excuse me, are you Santa Claus? I heard you might be him. If you are him, here's my list.
Help the Marines make Christmas possible for less fortunate children. Donate a new toy to Toys for Tots.
Here's Santa Claus.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Hilliard Gate Sports Center on the campus of IPFW. This is Mike Maz along with Charlie Washington. We're at halftime of our exhibition game featuring the Pumas of St. Joseph College and the IPFW Mastodons. Our halftime score is St. Joseph 35, IPFW 28. Charlie Washington, this was basically a tale of two cities in one way. 16 minutes, it was all St. Joe. The last 4 minutes, IPFW showed life.
Exactly, and right now, you know, you're in this basketball game. You've been pretty much outplayed for the most part, kind of like a time of possession in a football game. But you're right there. And if you come out in the first 3 minutes of this second half, score a couple buckets, get a couple stops, and hey, it's a new basketball game.
Every coach we've ever talked to always says the first 5 minutes of each half is the most important, setting the tones and seeing what happens. Let's take a look at some of the numbers here in the first half. For St. Joseph as a team, they were 13 of 36 on the floor for 36%, 2 of 8 from three-point range for 25%, 7 of 8 at the free throw line for 87%. They were led individually by Corey Seegers, the 6 foot 8 inch, 240 pound sophomore. 5 of 7 from the field and 2 of 2 from the stripe for 12 points. The only player for either team in double figures. Hodges Smith and Marlon Murphy had 6 points apiece, 3 points from Greg Muller, and 2 points apiece from Brent Mason, Jamie Holden, and Jermaine Crosby. For IPFW as a team, they were 7 of 28, just 25% from the floor. 25% will never win a basketball game. 1 of 10 from long distance. 10% from long distance isn't going to win a basketball game. But they were 13 out of 16 at the free throw line for 81%. They were led by a quartet of players: Jeremy King, Keon Henderson, Brad Knoll, and Matt Shepard with 4 points apiece. Look at some highlights. Go ahead and touch base, Charlie. 3 points apiece from Lee Batts, D'Angelo Woodall, and 2 points apiece from Rick Wyatt, Nick Rise, and Babacar Najai. I'll never get that right.
Boubacar Najai.
Boubacar. Bobo for short, I think. Rebounding, believe it or not, IPFW 22-20 advantage. 5 and 5 on the offensive glass each team. Assists, 6 for St. Joe, 5 for IPFW. Turnovers, 9 for IPFW, 8 for St. Joe. 7 steals for the Dons, 5 for the Pumas. So, all in all, winds up 35-28. What do you think we're going to see in the next 20 minutes of action?
Well, hopefully, the Dons stayed a little bit of extended time in the locker room. And I think Coach Noel was trying to infuse energy into the Dons, because that's where it all begins. You can shoot a low percentage in a basketball game if you're getting energy and a lot of offensive rebounds. The Chicago Bulls a few years ago with the Dennis Rodmans and Michael Jordan, Ron Harpers didn't shoot a great percentage, but they got a ton of offensive rebounds and stickbacks. So you're getting the shot opportunities. So if you're not getting the opportunities to score, you're not going to score.
You got a good look at the brain trust of the Mastodons. Head coach Doug Knoll entering his 3rd season at the helm here at IPFW. And his assistants Joe Pachota and Fred Andrews. And over on the St. Joe side, they've had a coaching change as well, as longtime assistant Ken Carrillo is in his 1st year at the helm. As we said, these two teams both used to be members of the Great Lakes Valley Conference, and they split last year, each winning on the other team's home court. St. Joe had a real good year for them, 18 and 13 overall. I believe they finished tied for 3rd in regular season play and lost to Southern Indiana in the semifinals of the GLVC conference tournament. Well, the teams are on the floor. We've got Watkins, Wise, Woodall, Boubacar, and Jeremy King for the Dons. Mason, Holden, Murphy, Seegers, and Hodges Smith on the floor for the Pumas, and it's St. Joe ball to start the second half of play.
And it looks to be pretty much a 3-guard offense.
Mason, 8-footer, no. Tap by Seegers, no. Watkins with the rebound. Here comes IPFW. Dons withstanding the first assault by the Pumas here in the second half.
Dons have a decided height advantage.
Nice feed, Woodall to John Watkins. John knocks it home for his first points of the day.
Good looking shot that time by Seegers.
Come right back. Seegers is a horse. 14 points for him now.
And the Dons have some advantages, I think, if we go inside. Certainly King.
Watkins for 3, yes! John Watkins, all of a sudden, he's got 5 points in about 58 seconds. Shot missed on the other end, and the big guy comes down with the boards for IPFW. Wise on the wing.
Watkins has about a 6 or 7 inch advantage on his defender.
Wise for 3, hits. Just like that, don't look now, it's 37-36, Dons to within 1. Shot missed by Holden. IPFW with the rebound.
And that's what it takes, Mike. You hit a couple of those 3-pointers, you're right back in the game, but I'd like to see the Dons go inside.
Watkins takes it strong, and he's hammered. Shot no good, but John goes to the line to shoot 2. And Corey Siggers picks up his 4th personal foul, first in the second half. And John Watkins, the transfer from Wright State, we had John on Mastodon Spotlight last year. John played for 1 year at DeKalb High School on the same team with one Luke Recker, who is now at University of Iowa.
And he's a very versatile player who can do it all. As you see, he can hit the three-point shot. He can go to the basket. Good rebounder. Good all-around player.
Makes the first, ties the game at 37.
Something hidden in this, though. Not happy with what we're seeing. Pumas have missed some layups. They've gotten some easy shots this half already. They missed some layups. Nick Wise having a little trouble hanging with those quicker players out front.
Second one is good. The Dons get their first lead of the day at the 18:22 mark. Left here in the second half. 7 quick points for Watkins. Now we got a whistle and a foul going to be called on St. Joe. Foul is on Crosby, I believe, and for Jermaine, that is his 4th, team's 2nd. All of a sudden, in less than 2 minutes of playing time, Dons come out on a blitz, on a 10-2 run to start the half. Wise, yes, for 3. 2 trays in a row for Nick Wise.
And the advantage of that is he's playing against quicker players, but he can see over the top and get easy looks against those smaller players.
41-37, ball taken away by King. Jeremy holds it up. Takes it to the glass. No, but we got a whistle. Foul on the floor. No shot. This foul is going to be called on Marlon Murphy. His 2nd, team 3rd, and St. Joe calls timeout. Let's take a break. 17:37 left. Our score, IPFW 41, St. Joe 37. You're watching IPFW basketball on College 56 Sports. Welcome back, everybody. Mike Miles, Charlie Washington with you here at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center. 17:37 left here in the contest. IPFW coming from behind. And there's a 3-point bucket by Nick Wise. And Nick has hit 2. John Watkins hit 1. 3 out of 3 and 3-point shots to start this second half of play. And wonder what Doug said to the team at halftime.
I had talked a little bit about that. He was infusing energy, and they certainly have come out with the energy, but they've hit some 3-point shots. We had quite a few 3-point shots or even shots in general in that first half go in and out. This half they're going in. Also would like to see the Dons go inside a little bit more. 3-point shots will come and go. Inside play should be consistent.
IPFW to inbound, and now they call a timeout. 32nd is D'Angelo Woodall unable to find anybody open. So the Dons call the timeout. Follow the Mastodons this year as student host Courtney White and student producer Alicia Bradley bring you weekly Mastodon highlights and scores in 10 minutes or less each Wednesday evening at 9:50 and 10:50 and Thursday evening at 5:50 and 8:50 right here on College 56. Well, teams come back on the floor. Dons will try to get the play understood and executed. And boy, there's been some excitement in this building, Charlie, in the last little bit of time. Watkins has a shot blocked by Crosby. Here come the Pumas. Mason for 3. He hurt us last year.
That's a good looking shot. Squared his shoulders and his feet right to the basket. And if a shooter can do that, it's a lights out.
Makes it 41-40. Dons by 1. Jeremy King short on the 3 ball. Smith gets it for the Pumas. Murphy accidentally kicked by Adon. It'll be Puma basketball with the full shot clock allotment of 35 seconds. Rick Wyand in for the Dons, replacing John Watkins. Jamie Holding inbounding it. Mason kicks it out. Crosby underneath, and Jermaine is hammered. He'll go to the line shooting 2. As the big guy, Boubacar Jai. We're going to have lots of fun with that one this year. His second team first here in the second half. And Jermaine Crosby had 1 field goal for 2 points in the first half. Will shoot 2. In and out on the first one.
This ensuing possession that the Dons have, I'd like to see them go inside. There are 2 matchups out there where the Dons player have at least a 6 to 7 inch advantage. I'd like to see the Dons go inside.
Second one is good, and we are tied at 41 with 16:53 to go. Woodall looking inside. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Wyand up top. 3-point shot, King off the iron, no. Crosby with the rebound. Pumas on the run, 3-on-1. Murphy stops, pops it, no. Rebound controlled by Jeremy King.
And Jeremy King can get that 3-point shot anytime he wants it with this matchup. I'd like to see him go inside, where he is right now.
Whistle, we got some pushing underneath.
And we have to look inside there. He's posting up strong, and we have to look inside. That's a big advantage for the Dons.
Foul is on Hodges-Smith, his second, team 4th. Mastodons will inbound it. Wise will be the trigger man.
And Wise, the same type of advantage. Wise inside.
3-point shot, no, but there's a foul. And Nick Wise will shoot 3. Foul is on Murphy, his 3rd. Team 5th, and Nick Wise, who had shot the 3 ball, will shoot 3 free throws. Nick, senior out of Plymouth, Indiana. Played briefly at Ball State. Last year, a 68% free throw shooter. Knocks down the first one. Breaks the tie, gives the Dons a 42-41 lead. Makes the second. Matt Shepard in the lineup for IPFW. Marvin Smith in the lineup for St. Joe. And now Wise will try for point number 11 on the afternoon. More importantly, a 3-point IPFW lead as he knocks them all down, and you like to see that, Charlie. 44-41, IPFW with the lead, under 16 minutes to go, and there's a steal, loose ball, controlled by whom? Whistle, they're gonna call King for an over-the-back foul.
Bad break that time for the Dons. Have to come up with that loose ball.
Foul on King is his second, team second. We've got an official timeout. 15 minutes, 50 seconds left here in the contest. Our score, IPFW 44, St. Joseph 41. You're watching IPFW basketball on College 56 Sports.
I really wanted to go for an Indiana University business degree.
But with housing and tuition, it really adds up, and the money just wasn't there to go away to college.
And with a 2-year-old, my housing options were kind of limited anyway.
And the truth is, I really wanted to keep my job and stay close to home.
Going to IPFW made all that possible.
IPFW? The best choice I ever made.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. The right school, right here, right now.
Back at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center, everybody. Mike Mize, Charlie Washington with you. 15:50 left in our score. IPFW 44, St. Joseph 41. And it's been a nice comeback for IPFW. Now we'll see if they can sustain it.
They've eased into a rhythm. We knocked down some three-point shots, and now there's a little bit of rhythm there, and we're looking for some of those mismatches that we have inside.
So a replay we're looking at right now. And I believe that was Wise.
Yes, that was Wise.
Threes.
One of Wise's threes. A wise move by Wise.
Very good. You're in midseason form already. And this is our first broadcast. It will be St. Joe basketball. Marvin Smith will inbound it for the Pumas. Almost looks like a 1-3-1.
Yeah, some type of a matchup zone here. Different look. Always nice to do that.
Mason stops, pops, short, loose ball. Last touched by St. Joe. It'll be IPFW basketball. And that is a different wrinkle. Doug's always been a man-to-man type of defensive guy. And now all of a sudden you see a 1-3-1 and you go, whoa.
Well, basketball's a game of rhythm, believe it or not. And if you can throw a team off rhythm, off their normal way of doing things just a little bit, you gain an advantage.
King short on the baseline jumper. Rebound pulled down by Holden. Pumas on the run. Holden coast to coast, off the glass, no, but Jamie is fouled. He will shoot two. Foul. I'm sorry, go ahead, Charlie.
Well, I was going to say, just in that play before, King has to shoot the basketball. A great move, but he just kind of aimed it and lofted it up there. Shoot that basketball.
Jamie Holden shooting two. He makes the first one. Makes it 44-42. Lee Batts in the lineup for the Dons, as well as Brad Knoll. Second free throw also good by Jamie Holden. He now has 4 points. And it's a 1-point game. 15 minutes to go. Pumas putting on some pressure. Spin move by King. Misses the easy shot. Perhaps a little too much one-on whatever. Holden comes right back, and he is hammered as he heads for the basket. See if they're going to call it shooting or possession. Possession. Foul was on Batts, his second, team fourth. Keon Henderson in the lineup now for IPFW.
Replacing King. King's doing a great deal of athleticism, just not coming up with the finishes.
Forced shot up, no good by Andrew Laird, who makes his first appearance of the game. But he is fouled by Shepard. For Matt, that's personal number 3. Team foul number 5 here in the second half. Andrew Laird, a 6'6", 180-pound freshman, makes the first free throw. He's out of Penn High School up in Mishawaka.
And we see on the replay here, he benefits from a bailout. Kind of ducked in and got the call from the referee.
Makes them both, however. Gives St. Joe the lead back at 45-44. Now we got a steal. 3-point shot, slightly altered by the Dons. Wyan with the rebound. Keon. Brad Knoll for 3. In and out, no. Tap up, no. Keon again, no. A third time, yes.
Way to stick with it, Keon Henderson. And that time on defense, the Pumas showed the Dons a different look and caught him off guard and got a steal.
Keon now with 6, but 2 offensive rebounds. And persistence resulted in a bucket. Holden misses the layup. Loose ball picked off by Shepard momentarily.
Stolen right back.
Mason for 3, yes. Brent Mason. How well we remember him from last year. He now has 8 points.
And that's like a 5-point turnaround there. The 2 that you didn't get and the 3 they got.
Bottom line, Pumas 48, Dons 46. 13:40 to go. Shepard up top, looking for somebody on the wing or cutting. 15 on the shot clock. Knoll to Wyan. 6'8", freshman. Dishes off, bats, baseline shot is good.
Good kick out that time by Wyan. Good finish on the jumper by Bat.
Tied at 48, 13-14 left. We'll be in for some fun. Mason baseline drive up and in. Mason now in double figures with 10. Pumas up by 2, 50-48. With under 13 minutes to go. Shepard strong to the glass. Boy, that's nice to see.
Yes, good move that time, and good to see the Dons getting some inside play, because later on that's going to soften up that outside shot, and the Dons should have some good opportunities to nail some jumpers.
Tied at 50, 12:40 to go. Whistle, blocking foul on St. Joe. Foul is on Smith, his first. Team 6th. Boatload of substitutions. Wise back in for Wyan. We've got Jake Argenta in the lineup. We've got Murphy back in the lineup for St. Joe. I know I'm missing somebody. We got Greg Muller back in the lineup for the Pumas as well. 12 and a half to go. Dons with the ball. Chance to take the lead. Watkins looking. It's nice to be 6'8". You can see what's going on. There's a ball taken away by Murphy, however. 2-on-1. Murphy stops, shuffles underneath. Nice feed to Greg Muller, and Muller knocks in the layup. Pumas up by 2.
It's a nice little secondary break that time. Just let things develop by the Pumas.
Keon kicks it out. Wise for 3. Yes! Nick Wise with 3 three-point field goals here in the second half.
Good drive and dish that time by Keon Henderson.
Dons back up by 1. Execution. Join host Jeanette Liu from WPTA TV as she explores student life at IPFW for the next IPFW Up Close. Sundays at noon and Fridays at 6 p.m. Liu will ask Justin Bush, IPFW Student Body President, how students can get involved in student government. She'll talk with Brian Miller, Student Activities Board President, about upcoming events. And finally, with Ron Clark, Director of Intramurals and Coordinator of Scheduling and Special Events. We'll review the 10 intramural sports at IPFW, and we'll explain how students, faculty, and staff can join a team. The guests will also describe the homecoming week activities. That's IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon and Fridays at 6 on College 56. Now, Charlie, it's 53-52, 11:29 left. Dons up by 1. In the second half, Dons hitting 53% of their shots from the floor, 8 of 15. While holding St. Joe to 38%, 5 of 13 from the floor.
That'll change the game as we've gone from 7 down to 1 up.
Pumas with the ball. Nice move up and off the glass is Jake Argenta. His first field goal, he now has 4. Pumas up by 1. Inside, Watkins Tries to take it strong, does take it strong. John Watkins, 9 points all in this half. And it's IPFW by 1, back and forth. Argenta, spin move, kicks it out. 3-point shot, short. But St. Joe gets the rebound. Argenta underneath, off the glass. No, tap up, no. Watkins with the board. Dons on the run. Henderson gets hacked by Murphy. Marlin trying for the steal, instead picks up personal foul number 4. It's team foul number 7, so Keon Henderson goes to the line, 1 and bonus. And would you say that was semi-controlled chaos, Charlie?
Just a little bit. A little stumble and fumbling and bumbling of the ball by Henderson, got control, and then got the foul by Murphy.
Keon Henderson, 6'5", 185, has a wealth of talent if he can stay healthy.
From the home team, Gary, Indiana product.
Misses the free throw, however. Pumas come up with the rebound. Chance to retake the lead. Nice play. Oh, good attempt by Henderson. He read the pass.
Great effort that time by Keon Henderson.
It'll be Puma basketball as King replaces Henderson for IPFW.
They're calling possession, that Henderson had possession of the basketball. That's why we're getting
so possession and in turnover. Okay.
New shot clock.
Still got to play tough D, just got to play it for 35 seconds. Nearly a steal by Bats. Good effort on the D.
And what you're seeing now, Mike, is the energy that we talked so much about as we got back into this basketball game, the execution of the three-point shots, and now the energy is infused into this team, and they're playing better.
Jamie Holden with the ball. Dons trying to play the trapping D. Three-point shot on the way, short. Offensive rebound. Smith inside. Argenta with the inside bucket. Jake Argenta now with 6 points.
And that's one of the downfalls of any type of a zone. You don't have a man in particular to box out.
Watkins baseline jumper, no. Rebound Holden. Took it away from Nick Wise. Whistle, they're going to call Bats for the foul.
Woodall.
No, Woodall, I'm sorry. 3 instead of 10. That's why I wear glasses, Charlie. For D'Angelo Woodall, that's personal foul number 4, team foul number 7. So Jamie Holden will shoot 1+ bonus. Jamie with 4 points so far today. 1 field goal, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. As Brad Knoll checks into the IPFW lineup, replacing D'Angelo Woodall. Jamie Holden, 5'9", 160-pound sophomore from Beaver Creek, Ohio. Makes the first free throw. Makes it 57-55. Pumas by 2. No, the second one rims out. Keaton with the board for the Dons. Watkins thought about the 3, held up. Let's see if IPFW can execute their offense. Watkins, the hub of the wheel. Knoll. King fakes the 3. Has the ball taken away from him. Holden 1-on-2. Forces the shot. It's no good, but he's going to go to the line shooting 2. Smart play by Jamie Holden.
And he's a lot quicker than he looks. We watched him throughout this basketball game, and he's gotten to the basket in a quick manner.
Well, this time Jamie will shoot 2. Foul was on Bats, his 3rd. makes the first. A couple of substitutions. Crosby in the lineup for St. Joe. Rick Wine in the lineup for IPFW. One more free throw coming for Jamie Holden. And it's good as well.
Big possession right here. Dons have been in a little bit of a lull for a while and need to have a good possession.
St. Joe on a 7-2 run. Watkins underneath, off the glass and in. Nice control by John Watkins. He wanted to alley-oop it. Three-point shot, no. Wise with the board. Dons with a chance to tie with a deuce. Take the lead for the tray. Wyatt, no. Offensive glass. King tries to muscle it up, no, but Jeremy is fouled and he will shoot two.
This young man's working. Jeremy King's working very hard. Not a lot of positive things are happening except for he's getting opportunities for his team. He's not scoring points, but he's getting some rebounds and he's creating some opportunities. Made a good pass. Watkins didn't go for the spectacular play, came down with it, and then went up strong.
That foul was on Jermaine Crosby, his fifth. He fouls out with 3 points on the afternoon. Replaced by Andrew Laird. And at the line, Jeremy King, who today so far, 4 of 6 at the free throw line. Make it 5 of 7.
For 5 points, not doing all that much from the field, but certainly making some things happen. And the coaching staff will have to be patient with this young man. World of talent. As you can see, great athleticism, and will certainly provide great play for the Mastodons for the year.
Brett Mason and Marvin Smith back in the lineup for St. Joe. King with a chance to tie. And he does. 59 apiece, 8:17 to go. Hang on to your hats, folks. We've got a good one here. Timeout called by Holden as he was double teamed by Wise and Knoll. So he calls a 30-second timeout. Let's take a quick break. It's 59 all, 8:12 left. You're watching IPFW basketball on College 56 Sports. Back at the Gates Sports Center, Charlie Washington, there's the control by John Watkins. Wanted the alley-oop, couldn't get it, and kept his poise and got the reverse layup instead.
Great composure. Could have tried for the spectacular and did the smart thing.
Turnover St. Joe as Mason couldn't control the ball and keeping his feet in bounds. So turnover, ball goes over to IPFW, and with 8:04 left, Dons have a chance to break a 59-59 tie. Brad Knoll brings it up. Inside pass, intended for Knoll, knocked away, picked up by Holden. Pass, they're going to say, the IPFW ball. And then we have another media timeout. So, with 7 minutes and 48 seconds left in our contest, we are dead even, 59 apiece. Tune in Sunday evening to see the 1920 classic film Way Down East, featuring Lillian Gish and Richard Barthelmess. I apologize for mispronouncing it. Gish plays the role of a poor servant girl in the household of a well-to-do farmer. The farmer's son is attracted to her despite an unfortunate and undeserved reputation. Find out if they are able to overcome the forces against them. That's Way Down East tomorrow evening after the replay of this game right here on College 56. Charlie Washington, this has become an interesting basketball game as we take a look at another replay Inside feed. Good play there by St. Joe.
Yeah, the Dons, I think, found their niche right now. Still working, I think, on the rotations that the coaches will formulate as the season progresses. And people are going to move in and out of those rotations. Dons are starting to make some good plays, starting to do some heady things. Last possession, pretty much don't want to see Noel underneath the basket trying to go inside with him. He was open for a moment, but probably don't want him down there because it has to be a wide open opportunity. And after he was there for a couple seconds, opportunity passed.
And you stop and think, John Watkins 6'8" up high at top of the key, and Brad Noel 6 feet down in the low post. Nice, as you say, if there's a wide open lane, but if not, discretion better part of valor. Watkins, 14-footer off the iron, no good. Rebound controlled by Marvin Smith. Here come the Pumas. Their chance to break this 59-all deadlock.
And now it's where it becomes a mental game. Who's got the edge?
Nearly taken away by King. Instead, shot, whistle, Wyan for the foul. Nearly to steal there. For Rick, that's personal number 2, team number 9. And going to the stripe, Donald Yates, 6 foot, 185-pound freshman. Gets the friendly roll, breaks the tie. Second free throw good as well. 61-59, 7:15 to go. Dons trail by the deuce. Watkins takes it strong and in. John Watkins, boy, I like what I see so far, Charlie.
Good looking play, going left, finishing right.
Tied at 61, under 7 minutes to go. Mason, watched by Watkins, a pair of 5s. Long three-pointer short. Offensive board, however, by Smith, and he gets hammered on the putback. Wyan guilty of the foul, Rick's 3rd, team's 10th, so it'll be 2 shots the rest of the way. And that's almost unforgivable, Charlie, when you've got, just to look at the replay, a shot that's short. Where's the block out?
It may have nicked the rim, and sometimes those types of shots, the shots that come off very hard off the rim, barely nick the rim, or the air balls, those types of things where it changes the perception of that rebounding angle, sometimes give the block out, the defense that's who's blocking out, a little bit of trouble.
Smith knocks them both down. His first 2 points of the afternoon, and it's 63-61. Pressure put on now by the Dons. Noel, nice defensive play by Holden. Noel was trying to hit Jeremy King. Kind of hard when you're up in the air and you're trying to throw that pass about 45 feet. But also credit Holden for the good defense. Don's ball. 6.5 minutes to go. Don's down by 2. King cut off at the baseline, forces it short. Fight for the loose ball. Who's got it? Who's got it? Still fighting. Don's come up with it. Wise drives baseline, off the glass and in.
Great job. Didn't know if the Dons were going to get on the floor, but Shepard finally got on the floor and got that basketball, and good things happen with the effort.
Tied at 63 as we near the 6-minute mark. Nearly a steal by King. Boy, he's tenacious.
Good to see him. He's not doing much from the field, but good to see him still working hard, and hope the frustration level doesn't build for him.
Mason long with the 3. Ball knocked out of bounds. King had it for a second. I believe it'll be IPFW ball. Seeger's back in the lineup along with, see who else we got in here for St. Joe. Oh, yeah. Keon Henderson back in the lineup for IPFW
Seegers,
along with Shepard. Laird. 5:43 and counting. We're deadlocked at 63. IPFW with the basketball. Watkins way up top. Looking for the cutter. Watkins inside. Henderson off the glass and in. Keon got the favorable roll.
It looked a little shaky, but it finally toppled in.
It's like they say on the golf course, it's not how, it's how many. In this case, the ball finally trickled in. Dons with a 2-point lead. Mason off the glass and in as Watkins went for the steal and was unsuccessful.
Gambled and lost that time, crapped out, going for the steal.
Brent Mason now with a dozen. Watkins takes it to the hole and he's hit on the wrist. John going to shoot 2. Foul is on Holden, his 3rd. Team's 9th. Or is it 10th? I'm saying team's 10th. So both teams double bonus the rest of the way. And at the line for IPFW is John Watkins. Makes the first. 14 points now for John, all coming in the second half. And more importantly, an IPFW lead right now, 66-65, and a chance to up it by 1. Which he does. He will now take a seat on the bench, replaced by Rick Wyand. It's a nice hand from the crowd. 15 points for John Watkins so far. 67-65 our score. IPFW on top, 4:48 and counting here in the second half. Glad you joined us today here on College 56 Sports. Seegers bowling his way in, left-handed shot, no. Loose ball, Mason picks it up. Neither team wanting to give an inch now as we're getting near crunch time. Seegers on the high post. Holden darts inside, lays it up and in. Jamie Holden.
Made that look too easy, Mike.
Dipsy-do. Tied at 67. Shepard underneath. He's hammered going up, and Matt will shoot 2. And something you said quite a while back, Charlie, you like seeing IPFW work the ball inside. We got started in the second half on 3 3-point field goals, but it's nice at this point in the game, as we see the replay, taking it inside.
There's no question about that. That 3-point shot's going to come and go. A great 3-point shooter is only going to shoot 40%, and that's a really good percentage. But you're going to shoot a much higher percentage if you're shooting layups or you're going to be going to the free throw line.
Shepard knocks down the first one, man. A perfect 5 of 5 so far today at the stripe, along with 1 field goal for 7 points. Second one a little strong. Rebound controlled by Seegers. So now we have a 1-point differential. 68-67, less than 4 minutes to go. Pumas with a basketball, down 1. Holden up top to Murphy. St. Joe tries to play the perimeter game, looking for somebody inside. Whistle, no shot, no bucket, foul on the floor. Foul is on Rick Wyand, his 4th. Both teams over the 10-foul limit, so it is 2 shots the rest of the way for each team. And in this case, Hodges-Smith will have the honors for St. Joe.
And each possession now, Mike, becomes so important because every time that score changes, so does momentum.
First free throw, up and in. 7 points now for Smith. Watkins and King back in the lineup, replacing Wine and Henderson for IPFW.
And now, Mike, we'll get a chance to see when the game is on the line in these last 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Now we'll, certainly early in the season, but we'll be able to see who Coach Knowles is going to be depending on down the stretch.
Second free throw, good. Makes it 69-68. Pumas on top, and we have an official timeout with 3 minutes and 40 seconds left. Let's take a break. You are watching IPFW basketball right here on College 56 Sports.
one knows for sure what changes might be in store for future communities, but 7th and 8th graders have an opportunity to share their visions at the National Engineers Week Future City competition held at IPFW on January 26th. To learn how you can be a part of this exciting challenge, visit the Future City website at www.futurecity.org or call 219-481-6578 to register by October 15th. Remember, you have the power to choose your future.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Hilliard Gates Sports Center on the campus of IPFW. This is Mike Miles along with Charlie Washington. 3 minutes, 40 seconds left here in this exhibition contest between St. Joseph College from Rensselaer and IPFW. And the Pumas are on top, 69-68. Charlie, as you mentioned a moment ago before the break, now we'll see if the rubber hits the road here for IPFW, where the hard work and practice will pay off or not, both from the physical and the mental standpoint.
Yeah, a very tough mental test. These guys are in good shape. We don't have to worry about that. They're in good shape. But the mental state, and not only this game, it's an exhibition game, but this mental game is going to go on and on as the competition stiffens. And if you look at the schedule, I guarantee you it will stiffen.
Hopefully we'll get to mention a little bit of that schedule before we go off the air today. Dons with the basketball. Pumas coming out with a half-court trap. King loses the ball. Oh, jump ball. We get a break because an alternate possession is going to belong to us. And you can hear Coach Dugno saying, Jeremy, don't put the ball on the floor.
Can't say enough about this kid's effort. Nothing good offensively has happened to him this afternoon, but he is still working hard.
Again, St. Joe going to do that little half-court trap. And they come up with a steal. Argenta has it. Shepard gets a steal for IPFW. Tit for tat. As we near the 3-minute mark. 69-68. Dons trail by 1. They do have the basketball. King won't take advantage of his height. Could be a 5-second call, and it is a 5-second call. And IPFW calls a timeout as IPFW begins its first NCAA Division I men's basketball season with next Friday's game against Morehead State University in the Allen County War Memorial Coliseum Arena. Coach Kyle Macy returns to Indiana and to Fort Wayne from Kentucky to put his Eagles up against our IPFW Mastodons in this 2001 homecoming game. For tickets, call 219-424-1811 or visit www.ticketmaster.com. IPFW students may pick up your tickets for this game and concert at Walb Student Union during homecoming week, November 12th to 15th. Game time is 7:30 p.m. and plan to stay for the concert afterwards. That's this coming Friday, November 16th at the Coliseum. Charlie, we saw the replay, and when you have somebody that has that height advantage, you just can't stand still for 5 seconds.
In fact, you shouldn't be that far out on the court. You got to get him on the block.
And now he just compounds that with the foul. Now, granted, it's probably exuberance and maybe frustration, but as you alluded to a couple of moments ago, you got to keep your composure.
And this is the big game for him. First game, or second game actually, heading into the regular season, and we're expecting a lot of good things from Jeremy King. Has to keep his composure, continue to work hard, and if he does that, good things are going to happen for him.
Hodges Smith makes the first of 2 free throws, extends the Puma lead to 2 at 70-68. Brad Knoll replaces Jeremy King. And the nice thing about this, Charlie, this is an exhibition. There may be someone ahead when the scoreboard reaches 0, but there's no win, no loss, and it's a learning experience for both teams.
And it's mental. It is mental, and it's certainly very important, I think, for the Dons to win this basketball game. It's a basketball game that you feel like you should win, or you certainly have a good chance to win, because you're going to have some big guns coming up.
Smith made the second. He's 4 of 4 at the stripe here in the second half. 10 points overall. 3-point lead. Woodall, baseline off the glass and in.
Great drive that time by Woodall.
Ball knocked out of bounds. Good defensive hustle, too. 2:25 left. 71-70 our score. St. Joseph on top. Pumas with the basketball. And it's time now for the defensive stop of the game for IPFW. Double team. Timeout called St. Joe.
Good trap that time by the Dons, causing that timeout.
I'm not sure if that's their last time out or if they have one left. Okay, it is a 30-second timeout. What do you think Coach Ken Carrillo was telling his team there in the huddle right now, Charlie?
Well, right now, we have to execute. And get a good shot. Something going to the basket, posting up inside, and maybe kicking back out. But you don't want to look for that three-point shot first. And what's going on in the other huddle, the Dons are saying, hey, we have to have a good defensive stance right here and go down and do basically the same thing. Look inside, get a good shot, or kick it out from the inside.
Well, 2:23 left. D'Angelo Woodall, Nick Wise, Brad Knoll, John Watkins, Matt Shepard on the floor for IPFW. They'll be on the defense as Jamie Holden inbounds the ball for St. Joe. And I expect Mason to have his hand on the ball out here in his last 2 minutes and 18 seconds. It's senior leadership. Right now, Murphy's got it. Murphy, shake, bake, inside ball, knocked away by Shepard. 15 left on the shot clock. Ball remains in the hands of St. Joseph.
And a good thing for the Dons to look at is to get that ball right in the corner and trap again. They had an opportunity right there, trap right there.
They don't do it. 10 on the shot clock, inside. Ball knocked away. They say touched by IPFW. 8 seconds left on the shot clock. 2:01 on the game clock. Pumas with the ball and a 1-point lead. Mason with the ball. 12-footer off the rim. No. Rebound, Brad Knoll. Big rebound for the Dons. Big possession for the Dons as well. Take the lead with a bucket, be it a deuce or a tray. Shepard up top. Woodall. Wise for three. Off the iron. No. Rebound controlled by Mason. May not have been the best shot, but it was an attempt. Now you got to play some tough D under 90 seconds. Lob pass inside. Left hand shot up and in by Corey Seegers. Big bucket for St. Joe. It's now a 3-point deficit for the Dons.
On that last possession, Mike, last year, that's probably the best shot you can get and hope for. Wise taking that shot. This year, I think you have some better options.
Knoll with a wide open three, and he hits it to tie it up. 58-3 left.
You can't leave him that wide open. Brad Knoll can stick that shot. That's a practice shot.
Pumas come right back. Shot miss. Seegers offensive board. Miss. Rebound. Up again. Yes, count it, and he's fouled. Pumas had 3 cracks at it. Seegers with that big wide arm body of his. Got 2 rebounds, 3 shots, made the third, and got hammered.
And if he's 240, I'm 175. And I'm not 175.
They're going to call the foul on Brad Knoll. His second. Corey Seegers at the line. Makes the 3-point play with 44.2 seconds left. Pumas up 76-73. 19 points for Corey Seegers today. Dons with 40 seconds to go. Need a tray to tie. Nearly a steal. Whistle underneath. They're going to call a foul on St. Joe. Perhaps a break for the Dons.
Yes, it's a great break because you go to the line with an opportunity to get 2 without the clock moving, and plus it was questionable call at that.
That's why I said a break for us, because I thought Nick Wise actually lost control of the ball. But Nick will have 2 free throws. 37.1 seconds left. Needs to make them both. Knocks down the first. He'll get a second.
And as the Pumas are doing an offensive-defensive alternating substitution.
Mason and Seegers back in. 76-74. Nick Wise can cut it to 1. He does. And we've got a timeout called by IPFW. Let's take a break. 37 seconds left. 76-75. Pumas on top. You're watching IPFW basketball on College 56 Sports. Sports Center, everybody. 37.1 seconds left. Mike Miles, Charlie Washington, happy to bring you this contest between St. Joseph's College and IPFW. Right now, Pumas on top by 1, 76-75. They'll have the ball. Wise, Knoll, Woodall, King, and Shepard on the floor for the Dons. Holden, Murphy, Mason, Seegers, and Smith for St. Joe. And Charlie, the Dons have to make the defensive stop right now.
And I think Coach Knoll's doing something, giving King some confidence, and I think he's going to come up with the play.
Whistle, foul on Nick Wise as he fouls Murphy with 21.8 seconds left. So Marlon Murphy will shoot 2. He's got 2 already today at the stripe and 2 field goals for 6 points. 2 big free throws here. Misses the first. Big miss. Makes Wise's foul look awfully good right now. Now it's critical if he misses the shot that IPFW gets the rebound. Can't afford an offensive glass. Makes the second. 77-75. 20 seconds to go. Here comes Woodall. Dons need to execute. Be it the deuce or the tray. No for 3. No. Rebound. Seegers. 4 seconds. 3 seconds. Whistle. Foul on Brad. No.